Could you raise your right hand? You solemnly swear that the testimony you're about to give in this cause now with hearing shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth to help you God.
Yes, I do.
Thank you.
Good afternoon. You can have a seat. Or I guess good morning still.
Good morning, Your Honor.
I may.
Yes, please.
Sir, in a loud, clear voice, can you please introduce yourself and spell your first name and your last name?
Good morning. My name is Officer Stephen Corr. Stephen spelled S-T-E-V-E-N. Last name is Corr, C-O-R-R.
And what do you do for a living, sir?
I'm a police officer with the town of North Andover.
And how long have you been doing that?
About 15 years.
Okay. What are your duties and responsibilities now?
I'm on patrol 4 to 12 shift. We respond to everything, 911 calls, domestics, motor vehicle accidents. If somebody calls the police, we answer.
Okay. I'm going to turn your attention back to June 30th of last year. You were working that day.
Correct.
Okay. At some point in the early evening, did you get a call to go somewhere? Or did you get a call that you decided to respond to?
There was a call. We had several officers involved in a document service.
Okay.
I was assisting another officer at a time with an arrest.
Okay. And the document service was a restraining order?
Correct.
Fair to say that was being served on Kelsey Fitzsimmons?
Yes,
Okay. Did you know where she lived?
I did.
You did?
Yes.
I'm sorry. I was about to say I didn't hear your answer, but he repeated it. So you knew where she lived.
I do. Yes, correct.
We're having trouble hearing the gentleman too. If you could
Well,
just
I'm
try to
sorry.
keep your
Excuse me.
voice up. Thank you, sir.
Sir, you said you were on another call, correct?
Correct.
Whereabouts was that?
It was down the road on Waverly Road by the cemetery.
At some point, did you receive information that necessitated your presence at Ms. Fitzsimmons' residence?
After I had cleared that call with another officer, I had saw on the control board of my cruiser that they were getting out at that residence, and I started floating that way prior to receiving radio transmissions.
Okay. And before you got there, did you receive another transmission?
I did.
Okay. What was that?
I believe it was Lieutenant Daley had called off, and in the background, it was just a woman screaming and him saying, "Shots fired."
Okay. And so did you head that way?
I did.
When you got there, was anybody else outside when you got there?
There was another person in a small red car that had pulled up next to me as I had gotten out. I spoke with her briefly about somebody running down the street with a child.
Okay. Had you seen that person running down the street yourself?
I did not, no.
So what did you do after you stopped?
After I stopped, I grabbed my med bag and I radioed up to Lieutenant Daley. I said, "Where are you, sir?" And he answered me on the radio, said, "Upstairs." I think he said upstairs.
Had you ever been in that residence before?
I have not, no.
Okay. So where did you go?
I went in the porch on the left side, went in through the front door. I could hear a female screaming. I think I went inside and asked her, "Where are they?" And she said, "They're upstairs." I went upstairs. And there's a weird kind of layout of the house where you come in the front door and the stairs are right behind it.
Okay. Now you said the woman screaming. Was that the woman downstairs was screaming?
Woman downstairs, a living room, family room on the left, yes.
Okay. You went upstairs.
Correct.
When you got upstairs, what did you see initially?
I got upstairs, there was a landing way with a left exit and a right exit. There was 2 doors. I could hear commotion on the right side, so I entered that doorway.
Okay. And who did you see when you entered that doorway?
I saw Lieutenant Daley, I saw Officer Noonan and Officer Houston.
Okay. What were they doing?
They were performing first aid, rendering aid to Ms. Fitzsimmons.
At some point, did Officer Noonan ask you to do something?
He did.
What was that?
He pointed right where his hand had been, and he said, "Secure that firearm." And I had looked down, there was a firearm sitting on, I want to say, a white-looking bookshelf.
Okay. Was that near the door?
Correct.
That picture right now. I'm going to show you what's been previously marked as exhibit number 57. Do you recognize that?
I do, yes.
And what is that?
That was where the firearm was located, on top of the white-looking bookshelf. I guess it's not a bookshelf, but...
So this is the room you entered, correct?
Correct.
And this is the door you went in?
Correct.
And is this the area where the gun was?
That's where the gun I saw was, yes.
Okay. And so you didn't know anything about the gun at the time, whether it was loaded or not, right?
No, I did not.
Okay, so what did you do?
I had gloves on at the time. I picked up the firearm. There was a small black box on the bed. I saw that was an open box where I could store the firearm because I knew paramedics and fire department was going to be coming in that room. It's not a huge room, so I wanted to get it out of the way so it wouldn't be trampled, wouldn't be disrupted or anything. I took the firearm, I looked at the box, there was nothing in it. I kind of did one of these motions to make sure there was nothing in it, put it down, I dropped the magazine out of it.
And what does that mean, dropping the magazine?
I hit the release button on the side of the firearm. It takes out all the bullets that are in the magazine.
Okay. Bullets stay in the magazine.
The bullets are in the magazine, correct. And then after that, I racked the slide, had it sideways, and I emptied a round out of the chamber into that box.
Okay, so there were a magazine with a number of bullets in it.
Correct.
The one round or bullet was racked into the chamber itself, correct?
Correct.
And then that go in the box?
That went inside the box.
And what did you do with the firearm itself?
The firearm, I put everything in the box
Okay.
and then brought it outside of the room.
May I approach, Your Honor?
Yes.
I'm going to show you a picture and ask if you recognize what that is.
So this
This
image.
is not agreed to, so it's a picture that.
Okay.
I'm going to see if you put it in.
All right. My question was, and you just answered it by your movement, was whether you wanted me to look at what was on the screen.
No.
All right. So you've handed him a photo.
Do you recognize what that is?
I do.
What is it?
It's the box that I placed the firearm on the ammunition in.
Okay, can you see the firearm, the magazine, and the round itself?
I can.
Okay. Where is the pic? What did you do with the box after you placed the items in it?
Like I said, it was a small room. The landing that was at the top of the stairs, I backed up out of that, and I put the box in the corner away where I kind of stood over it, made sure nobody messed with it as the fire department came up and down for medical aid.
Thank you. Your Honor, right off of this picture is the next exhibit.
Any objection?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. It may be admitted.
Exhibit 80, so marked.
If I may troubleshoot.
Please.
Is that in the position where you had placed the box itself on the landing?
Yes.
You said you stood guard over it until when?
As they were doing rendering aid, Officer Noonan backed out of the room along with Officer Houston and I believe Lieutenant Daley. As she was being removed from the room downstairs, there started to be some issues. I asked Lieutenant Daley, who was standing next to me, I said, do you want me to go down and make sure the fire department's all set, putting her in the ambulance, make sure nobody interferes with that? And he said, yep, I'll take watch over the firearm. And he basically stood over it and made sure nobody, after I had left.
Okay. When you initially went into the room and you saw Miss Fitzsimmons on the ground, I'm assuming?
She was blocked my view. I could see feet.
Okay.
I assumed that was her. Once everybody kind of moved out of the way and I walked in, I said, what do you guys need for help? They already had a med bag up there, but she was on the back side of the bed.
Okay. Where was Officer Noonan after the fire department left?
Standing next to me in the hallway, the landing area, I want to call it.
Did you do anything with regards to him? Did you make any observations with him?
I asked him if he was good. It's basically me making sure he's okay. Adrenaline's rushing. As I came up the top of the stairs, there was a little glass door on the left, and it looked like there was like a pinhole through it. I thought he might have been shot at, so I asked him, hey, did she get a round off on you? And he basically, I don't know.
Objection to the hearsay.
Overruled only because it's been admitted and it's of marginal relevance.
Okay.
Just to explain the scene.
Have 1 second.
Sure.
Nothing else.
Cross? Mr. Brito, cross?
Thank you, Your Honor. 37.
Yes, take your time.
Officer Corr, good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Now, I'm sure that you memorialized all of these important facts you testified to in a police report somewhere.
No, we didn't generate a police report at that time, no.
Well, I'm not asking if we did, I'm asking if you did.
I did not know, sir.
Excuse me one moment. Do you mind going to the...
Oh, sorry,
microphone
sure.
Only because, to make sure that the audio gets picked up.
Everything you testified to was not memorialized by you in a police report, correct?
No, I did not write a police report, no.
Now, also, you weren't interviewed until 30 days after this incident, correct?
Interviewed by who?
By the state police.
I don't remember the exact time frame.
Isn't it true that you were interviewed on July 30th?
I don't know the exact date. If that's what you say it is, then I assume you're giving me correct information.
I appreciate that. You were also working with Officer Noonan, correct?
I work with him as a coworker.
Did you work with him in that time interval?
From when the incident happened to July 30th, he's on a different shift, but yeah, I do work with him.
And did you speak with him about the case?
I don't recall if we did. I'm sure we had talked at some point about if he was okay.
Did you speak to him about what happened at the scene? Just yes or no?
At the scene we did, absolutely. We were on the same scene.
Okay. And did you speak with him in the days following?
I couldn't tell you. I'm sure we at some point talked.
And what about prior to your state police interview?
I'm sure we talked at some point.
So you spoke with him at the scene, spoke with him probably shortly after, and spoke with him prior to the interview as the interview approached. Is that fair to say?
Yes.
Thank you very much. Nothing further.
Anything you got?
No.
Okay. All right, thank you, officer. You may step down.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Commonwealth, you can call your next witness.
Thank you, Your Honor. Michael Bonasaro.